discriminate, discriminate, discriminate. The word discriminate is a verb that can have two slightly different meanings depending on the context in which it's used. In its most common usage, to discriminate means to make fine distinctions or differences between things, ideas, or people, often based on some specific characteristic or feature. For example, she was able to discriminate between the different flavors of ice cream, implies that she can tell them apart and identify each one individually. However, when we talk about discrimination in a more negative sense, it means to treat or show unjustifiable differences or inequalities towards people, often based on their race, sex, age, or other protected characteristics. This usage carries a connotation of unfairness or prejudice. Here are 3 practical examples of the word discriminate in different contexts. In a formal setting such as a law court, it's essential to be able to discriminate between relevant and irrelevant evidence, where the judge needs to carefully consider each piece of information presented to make an informed decision. On the other hand, in casual conversation with friends, you might say, "I have trouble discriminating between different types of wine, can you help me pick one?" implying that it's hard to tell the subtle differences between various wines. In a business or academic setting, researchers often need to discriminate between different data sets or samples to identify patterns and correlations, such as in a study on consumer behavior where they might want to compare the buying habits of 2 distinct groups. So, you want to know about this concept that involves making decisions based on specific criteria? Okay, let me break it down for you. Imagine you're at a restaurant and they ask if you can have a vegetarian meal without any animal byproducts. A person who makes sure to only serve you food with no meat or dairy would be following certain rules or guidelines to help them make that decision. This is basically about making choices based on specific requirements or standards. Like in this case, dietary restrictions or preferences. It's also related to concepts like segregation, selection, and categorization, which all involve grouping things together based on certain characteristics. In terms of what it does or how it's used, think of it like a filter that helps you decide what's best or most suitable for a particular situation. Kind of like how we use filters on social media to show us content that matches our interests. Display, display, display. So, let's take a closer look at the word display. As a part of speech, it can be both a verb and a noun. When used as a verb, display means to show something, often in a public or official way. For example, the museum will display the new art piece tomorrow. In this sense, it's often associated with putting something on show or making it visible. As a noun, however, display can refer to the thing itself that is being shown, such as the display of fireworks was amazing last night, where display is essentially another word for fireworks. The museum's new exhibit is now open to the public, featuring an impressive display of ancient artifacts from around the world, including a 2,000-year-old mummy that is sure to captivate visitors and make for a memorable experience. In casual conversation, you might ask your friend how their weekend was, and they reply that they spent most of it at the mall, where the new phone store had an eye-catching display of the latest smartphone models on sale, making it impossible not to stop by and check them out. Meanwhile, in a business setting, a company's marketing team is working to create an effective display for their product at the upcoming trade show. incorporating a combination of colorful graphics, interactive demos, and sample products to showcase its features and benefits. So, you want to know what I'm going to describe? Well, let me tell you, it's something that shows information, like text, images, or videos, to many people at once. It's usually on a big screen, like in a store or a public place. And its main job is to grab the attention of passers-by and make them want to come inside or try something out. Some common characteristics of this thing are that it's eye-catching, colorful, and often has moving images or messages. You might see similar things in other cultures too, like a big poster on the wall or an electronic board in a train station. It's not just for showing ads, though some places also use them to give information about events or important news. Does that make sense? Diverse. 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 The word diverse is actually a great example to learn in English. As a noun, it refers to the quality of being different or varied, often in a good way. For instance, the city's diverse population makes it a fascinating place to live. In this context, diverse highlights the many cultures, languages, and backgrounds that coexist within the community. As an adjective, diverse describes something that has a range of characteristics or experiences. Think of it like this. If you have a job with a diverse team, you mean they come from different countries, have different skills, or work in different ways. Now, one important thing to remember about diverse is that it often implies a positive value on the variety and differences between people. When we say something is diverse, we're usually suggesting that it's rich, interesting, and maybe even enriching for everyone involved. That being said, be careful not to use diverse as an excuse for laziness or superficiality if you're using it to describe a situation where you just don't know what to do because there are too many options. That might not be the best way to go about things. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word diverse, along with a brief context explanation for each. The university is proud to be home to a diverse student body from over 50 countries worldwide, creating a truly cosmopolitan learning environment. In this formal usage, the emphasis on diversity highlights the institution's commitment to inclusivity and global understanding. I'm really excited to attend that music festival. I've heard it's going to have a super diverse lineup of artists and bands from all different genres and styles. So you never know what kind of cool new stuff you might discover. Here, the casual conversation usage conveys a sense of enthusiasm and anticipation for an event that promises to showcase a wide range of musical talents. In our company's latest market research report, we've found that the customer base is becoming increasingly diverse in terms of age, income level, and geographic location, which presents both opportunities and challenges for product development and marketing strategies. In this business or academic usage, the emphasis on diversity highlights its impact on business operations and decision-making processes. So you want to know about something that describes people, places, and things being made up of different groups or elements. Okay, imagine a big potluck dinner where everyone brings their favorite dish from their own culture. There's Indian curries, Mexican tacos, Italian pasta salad, and so on. That's kind of like what we're talking about here. A mix of different cultures, perspectives, or experiences all coming together in one place or group. It helps us understand that people are not all the same. And that's okay. This concept is often used to talk about places where people from many backgrounds live or work together. but it can also be applied to ideas, art, food, really anything that reflects a mix of different styles or influences.